Imagine living in 1400s Europe, where surviving your monthly period meant enduring silent hardship. No pharmacies existed, no modern hygiene products, and almost nobody understood female biology properly. Medieval women faced pain, bleeding, exhaustion, and fear while continuing demanding daily responsibilities. What happened each month was ordinary, yet the reality behind it was deeply brutal. Most historical records ignored these experiences, leaving behind only scattered clues and assumptions. To understand medieval honestly, we also need to understand women's hidden struggles. Because periods in the 1400s life were not private discomforts, they shaped survival itself. Daily life in medieval Europe already involved smoke-filled rooms, harsh labor, and poor sanitation. Families often shared cramped spaces, meaning privacy during physical discomfort was nearly impossible. Water was difficult to access regularly, and washing routines looked nothing like modern standards. Clothing layers were heavy, expensive, and rarely designed with menstrual hygiene in mind. Most communities viewed bodily functions through religion, superstition, and incomplete medical beliefs. Even wealthy households experienced hygiene limitations unimaginable by today's expectations and routines. Within these conditions, managing periods became another challenge added onto surviving everyday medieval life. Menstrual bleeding brought practical problems beyond discomfort, especially during endless physical labor and chores. Women still cooked, cleaned, carried water, worked fields, and raised children despite pain. Severe cramps or weakness rarely offered excuses because survival depended on constant contribution and work. Missing responsibilities could affect households already struggling with hunger, disease, or extreme weather conditions. Heavy bleeding increased exhaustion in populations already facing poor nutrition and recurring illnesses regularly. What modern medicine treats today often remained mysterious suffering without reliable explanations or relief. Monthly cycles became another burden carried quietly inside societies focused mainly on survival altogether. Without disposable products, medieval women relied on reusable cloths, layered fabrics, and absorbent materials. These materials required cleaning, drying, and maintaining under conditions lacking consistent hygiene standards everywhere. Some historians believe moss, wool, or linen may have served practical menstrual purposes occasionally. Reusing fabrics repeatedly increased risks whenever cleaning methods failed against bacteria or contamination completely. Women learned survival techniques through family knowledge rather than scientific education or written guidance. Managing periods depended heavily on available resources, social class, and local traditions around them. Survival often meant adapting quietly, because discussing these realities publicly remained uncomfortable or discouraged. Medieval medicine explained women's bodies through theories involving balance, humors, and mysterious internal forces. Menstruation sometimes appeared connected with purification, weakness, or dangerous misunderstandings about female health generally. Certain beliefs claimed menstrual blood carried harmful effects, shaping social attitudes toward women occasionally. Communities mixed religion, folklore, and medicine, creating explanations unsupported by modern biological understanding. These myths influenced treatment choices and changed how women's physical experiences were interpreted socially. Misunderstanding natural processes often increased fear instead of offering practical support or comfort consistently. For many, knowledge about periods came through inherited beliefs rather than evidence or observation. Social expectations encouraged endurance, meaning women often handled discomfort without public acknowledgement or sympathy. Open discussion around menstruation was limited, leaving experiences hidden inside domestic spaces mostly. Shame surrounding bodily functions existed long before modern conversations about reproductive health became common. Cultural attitudes shaped whether support appeared or whether struggles remained unnoticed inside households entirely. Women carried expectations of resilience, regardless of illness, pain, or monthly physical exhaustion repeatedly. Physical suffering often stayed invisible because medieval societies valued duty over personal well-being strongly. Silence itself became part of surviving periods within many communities across medieval Europe historically. Wealthier women likely possessed cleaner fabrics, private spaces, and slightly better living conditions overall. Poor women faced harsher realities, where resources remained scarce and labor demands stayed relentless daily. Economic status changed experiences, yet periods remained unavoidable across every level of medieval society. Nobility and peasants lived differently, though neither enjoyed modern menstrual healthcare or understanding whatsoever. Better materials could improve comfort slightly, but they rarely removed risks or discomfort entirely. Survival methods reflected inequality already present in food, shelter, and medical access everywhere else. Even privilege offered limited protection against the realities imposed by medieval health conditions universally. Compared with today, medieval women lacked pain relief options now considered basic healthcare everywhere. Modern products provide privacy, comfort, and convenience unimaginable to most people living then. Access to clean water alone transforms menstrual hygiene beyond what medieval societies could achieve. Scientific understanding now explains cycles rather than surrounding them with fear or harmful myths. Conversations today challenge stigma, while medieval experiences often remained hidden beneath social expectations silently. Healthcare systems remain imperfect, yet they surpass centuries where survival depended on endurance alone. Looking backward reveals how ordinary biological experiences once carried far heavier consequences historically. The 1400s remind us survival involved enduring realities modern people rarely imagine confronting today. Menstrual health was never separate from wider issues, including poverty, labor, and sanitation overall. Behind castles and romantic medieval stories existed uncomfortable truths shaping everyday female survival profoundly. History often celebrates wars and kings, while overlooking experiences repeated every single month endlessly. Understanding these hidden struggles creates a fuller picture of how medieval societies truly functioned. Ordinary women preserved families, communities, and routines, while carrying burdens history rarely documented carefully. Their survival methods reflected resilience developed inside environments offering little comfort or recognition whatsoever. These experiences were not exceptional events, but recurring realities woven into medieval existence permanently. The past becomes more human when overlooked struggles finally receive attention and honest discussion. Medieval periods were neither simple nor mythical, but practical challenges requiring constant adaptation repeatedly. What seems ordinary today once demanded endurance, improvisation, and acceptance under unforgiving conditions everywhere. Hidden within everyday history are stories revealing how survival often depended on quiet resilience deeply. The medieval world looked harsh from outside, yet its invisible struggles were harsher still. And understanding those forgotten realities changes how we see both history and modern life.